How's everybody doing today? Sparky, G513, Tam Tam, 2 Tim, Sparky B in there again, y'all. That's right. Katie Moyer, AZ, Tasha, Sissy, Courtney. Good to see everybody, guys. Good to see everybody. Douglas D, Leonard. Somebody give me a sound check. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs whatever. Just to make sure you guys can hear me. Christine, what's up? Well, Bean, I'm actually kind of feeling just a little bit sick today. Yeah, I'm just not feeling the greatest. But I wanted to come on here real quick and give you guys a little bit of an update on what's going on, and just kind of do one of those. And hopefully, you guys can come hang out with me after this too over at Mark's channel. With all the, what's happening tomorrow and all that stuff going on, we definitely got stuff we can go over and laugh at. That's for sure. Hey, Pascal. Brandon. Yep. Indigo, what's up? Kelly, Katie, Cindy, Nina, Dolores, Leonard, I think I said hi there to you. If I missed anybody, I apologize. Gregory, Third Time Productions, hey. But anyway, guys, we do got a few things going on. I want to, just give you an update on what the space weather is, and I'll see if you guys got any questions. And we'll kind of go from there. Yeah. Again, this is my nighttime stream. I was able to keep the one this morning at about 30 minutes. Hopefully people that didn't have time to hang around and do this with us tonight. Yeah. This is going to be, just more laid back. So, that way I can communicate with you guys, answer questions, just get the, get that connection thing going on. So, yeah, tomorrow's going to be interesting for sure. Yeah, people on the internet, they're playing it up. They always will, Paul. They really will. Hey, Wendy, what's up? Guys, I think that's one thing we can all agree on, that, they'll take, well, I guess the saying is you make a mountain out of a molehill. You know what I'm saying? So, thanks, Julie. I appreciate that. Groucho Globe. Good name there. All this solar crap causes electrical stings on the skin. I've had this maddening condition for years. I would probably, like an immediate sting on your skin, I would probably say no. I wouldn't think it would affect that. Other than, like if you're out in the summertime and maybe, severe sunburns, there is more UVC getting through. It was thought that couldn't even make it to the surface, but Mr. MBB3 pretty much just threw that in the garbage because his system of UV collection, people taking readings throughout the country and even outside the country, they were picking up UVC on the ground, and they even put in the textbooks that stuff it was thought that it couldn't reach the ground. So yeah, I wouldn't think, Kim. Electromagnetic hypersensitivity. I've heard that term before. I've not researched that enough to actually give you a definitive answer, Kim. Sorry about that. It would be something I could look into and see if I can't try to help you find something on that. I'm sure that there's probably quite a bit of information on that. But yes, I do know that there are people that are, hypersensitive to electromagnetism. There's, 1783 hertz is the level of frequency that, like, your hair will stand up. And that's vibration. That's not necessarily electro. Excuse me, guys. I am not feeling good. Electromagnetic hypersensitivity. So it could, oh, do they? Yeah. TVs, if they make you itch, especially back in the day when we had tubes, in our TVs, there was a lot of static buildup around those. They would oftentimes static discharge. People don't, I'm not sure if people remember that, but they kind of, they got better at making the TVs. This is why that went away. But essentially, you had to ground yourself, or you would get zapped. I worked in a plastics factory for about 20 years, and when we ran certain machines, we had to, yeah, so this is going to feed right into that, Kim. I got kind of I actually have something that might help you with this. Just listen to me here just for a second so I can explain it, and that way everybody can hear it. But we did that out at the factory for, because certain machines would build up more of a charge. So we would take a small copper wire, really flimsy. Doesn't have to be, number one, it's better if it's flimsy. And what you do, Kim, is you tuck it on the inside of your shoe and you wrap it around, but it has to touch your body and the ground. So when you're taking your steps, you're grounding yourself out. So that static discharge that would build up would not zap you. So that might be something you could maybe try. If it may help, because that would give you a continuous ground, is what I'm trying to say. So any kind of electromagnetism, electricity type of stuff would go, it wouldn't stay in you. It would actually just go to ground. And you probably wouldn't even feel it. But, like I said, I've not done any kind of research on that specific thing. Yeah. See, the little copper wire, we actually, believe it or not, they actually had a company that made those for us. It was kind of weird. It must be more of a widespread issue than what I ever thought it was. Because some of our machines, like we would do lids. So if you could picture a big, like a tubular bar that's made out of stainless steel. If you put two of those like next to each other and you spin them the same direction, if you spin them at a certain speed, lids will stand straight up on that. And they'll stack right into each other. And you can pick up like a stack of lids and put it in a box. Those machines, because they were linear low density lids, plastic, they would build such a high static, it was ridiculous. I'm talking like some girls had to quit because of that. Because every time they would go to the machine, it would just shock them all day long. Even with, and then that's when we got the copper wire stuff. So more people are more susceptible than others. I will say that. And you could be one of those. So yeah, I'm not saying it's going to fix you, Kim, but it might be worth trying. Kind of cheap, kind of cheap thing you could try. Pretty simple. But, the key there is it actually has to touch your skin. And it has to touch the ground. So you just wrap it around to the bottom of your foot on your shoe. Yeah, the iron level in your blood does kind of affect some of that. Yeah, there's some really good research there on that. There you go. That's awesome, homesteading. That's awesome. That's right. You should be proud. Do you, Arizona? Yeah. So that, that would work like we're talking about for static electricity, but I would think that it would work for any kind of electricity. Yeah, you too, Kim. It might help. I ain't saying it's going to just like completely cure it, because, and the next question I would have is, do you have any new installed meters around your house? If you do, you might need to check into that, because especially the ones that they use the remotes on now. Scott had that issue with Dr. Albers. Her bedroom was right right outside a meter they had, installed. They came through and put the new ones in, and because of the readings it was putting off, it was actually making her sick. So, yeah, smart meters, yeah. Yeah, you got a new home, AZ. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna find it hard pressed to get somebody not to do that, because that's all the code is now. But the key is to go out there and insulate it to where it can't get out of there. At least your direction. So there's things out there you can get. You can actually buy this real cheap fabric. It works. It's fairly cheap, and you just line the inside of it. Matter of fact, I think that's what Scott did. So I would definitely check that out. You can actually ask the company that installed it. A lot of them now are installing those around those because of this issue. People were getting sick, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. One voter here says, Mark was selling shields and the silver netting, which is the fabric I was talking about. Yeah, Jane Doe, that happens a lot. Wow. That's crazy, homesteading. Wow. Okay, guys, let me get into this, and then we'll check it out later. Guys, please be nice to the mods in there tonight. Missy, hey, what's up? Mods, thank you for being here. Cindy, what's up? Oh, really? Wow. Anita Spinderella, hey, like the name. Like the name. That's right, Spinderella. Okay. So, we got a spike here on this human. It's not really that big of a deal. I already showed this to you guys or this morning. And again, guys, hopefully you guys, whoever watched my video this morning, I know I stuck straight to just the data. Because, and I was elaborating a little bit, but I wanted to make sure that people that were here before I started doing some of my live streams still get stuff that they enjoyed looking at. Because a lot of people cannot stay here in a live stream. They just don't have the time. And I do get off on side rants, and I like talking to you guys, which is why I did it the way I'm going to do it from now on. I'm going to do one in the morning, and I'm going to do this at night. So, and then, my goal here is so we can all just, go through all this here, and then we can all just switch over to Mark Pyre's channel after this, and we can go have fun over there, and just have a good time with each other, and take a break from all this junk. Just life. I'm not even talking about space weather. I'm talking about everything. So, I really hope that, I really hope that everybody can follow me over there tonight. You guys did a killer job yesterday. I can't tell you how appreciative Mark was to, his video got 3,500 views on it. And that was because of you guys. You guys came over, you had fun with everybody over there. We had 200 in the chat over there. I don't think Mark had ever had that many in his chat. And, so I think that that's a good thing because it's a positive venue, guys. Oh, you're not sure, Kim? I can give you a little short explanation, okay? This is the frequency of the Earth. 7.83 is what they say our human body kind of requires to stay normal. And that's about right here. They actually will put this frequency into the space stations and spacecraft. They called it they would call it space sickness. But once they started putting this in there, that kind of went away. And they do it for people that work underground also. So they measure this between the surface of the Earth and our ionosphere. That vibration in there. These are regional tools. This is not a global tool. So there's more tools than just this one. But this is the one we look at. Typically, if it's going to be a big deal, it's going to show up on all of them. So that's why we, it's not such a huge issue that we want to try to look at all of them all the time. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute, NPC. But with that said, anything that's outside of that 783, it can cause ringing in your ears. It can cause heart issues sometimes. The most common side effect, guys, of this, and I think most of you guys know this, is the ringing in your ears. Okay, your blood pressure can go up. Insomnia is another big one. If you start experiencing that kind of stuff, pop over to this tool and look at it. So if you're seeing this big white spike at the same time, then you can kind of equate it to that. But again, if it's severe, you need to go to the doctor. Okay, even after you look at this, because there can be underlying health issues that isn't caused by this. You have to take it all in consideration. So it's just part of the puzzle. So we get to 783, and that's what we look for. Anything outside of that does affect us. Thousands of studies on this. I'm talking thousands. Mental health issues go straight through the roof when this thing is spiking. I hate to say this, but suicide rate goes up. Crime rate, all of it. It makes people go nuts. So that's kind of what I'm saying here. But that's what the Schumann is, It's frequency. It vibrates at a certain hertz level. And that's what we look for. And what we want to see is a 783 if we want to stay in the same condition. Now, what we're talking about here is we've got an overall rise in frequency that wasn't there 2 years ago. So things are changing. So, yeah. His Highness. Yeah. Greenie, hey, what's up? Okay, so that's what the Schumann is. I hope that helped people. If not, we'll go over it again some other time. And again, go over to Verte Alberto's channel. I promote him a lot. He goes into this thing really, really far in depth. Now, you're probably going to have to stop and rewind and listen to what he says a couple times, because what he's trying to explain is fairly complicated. And I would just, hey Wolf, what's up? I would just take that time to do that. Hey Sid, native Texan thinker, yeah. Kim, I think that the frequency here, guys, and Kim, you can take this or however you want to take it. I think it can cause everything at certain levels on certain people. Different people are more susceptible to the changing in this. So we just got to keep that in mind. It's really subjective on how we got to look at this thing. It's, but again, 783 is kind of what we want to, if we want to stay normal. So, okay, space weather. Solar X-ray flux. You see how we got a steady rise here, like I said it was going to. It did take a dip right here. I'm not quite sure why. We'll go take a look at that in a minute. We could have some of those new active areas or sunspots starting to decay, but we'll take a look at it. Geomagnetic activity, as far as solar wind and things like that, we are experiencing a solar wind increase right now. It's going to probably get higher as the night goes on. We were talking about whether or not we missed that CME or not. I'm still not sold that it just ain't so slow that it's getting here right now. But, this would account for it too. It may just missed us. And I said that was a decent possibility since the beginning of when that thing launched off on the 27th it was, I think. 27th, late in the day on the 27th into the 28th of October. So, first look at the sun here, guys. Look at these holes. This is going to affect us in about 3 days. Okay? It's going to probably continue after that, because these holes seem to be opening up right now. I don't know why, but they just do that sometimes. Okay? This one here is actually pretty significant, and it looks as though it's growing. Anything that grows down into the pole area and it kind of stretches up, tends to be a little bit more agitated as far as putting more particles our direction. So we'll just have to keep an eye on that. We'll take a look at the sun again here in a minute. Here's the ACE data. Okay, density, solar wind, temperature, it's all dead normal again. BZ right in the middle again also. But we are in that blackout time frame right now. Okay, the satellite cannot transmit its data because of line of sight. If I think I'm correct on that. So we see that about every day for a few hours. So I can't give you the most updated one because we just simply don't have it. Enlil model. Okay, now what I want you guys to look at here, we've been talking about this, right? Well, we're about right here in time. So did we get density increase? We're going to go look at that here in a minute. The solar wind speed, okay, is getting ready to start its uptick according to this model. And I think we're starting to see that. So my question is this uptick and this uptick, I know they're related, but did they come from that CME? You know, or maybe it was a stealth solar storm. Something that, you know, launched off the sun and they didn't see it, I didn't see it, whatever, right? Hey, Nicole, good to see you in here. Ain't seen you in a minute. Kelly. Okay, so Electron Flux, guys. Yes, the electrons are still moving. Okay, not too much, but it is a little bit kind of shaky, I guess, is what I would say. It's not really affected much of anything right now. The magnometer is definitely staying pretty normal. Nothing going on there. You guys can see the aurora forecast here. It's not really a forecast. It's actually showing us the history up until the current time. So it's showing you what happened actually. You can see how this thing got a little bit more intense there. But you see it's starting to get a little bit brighter there on the end. And that's because I think we're starting to get that increased solar wind speed. So, just to kind of recap on that, this may go up higher. This may even, if it does get like pretty fast for any length of time, it's possible we could get into storm level. But the thing here is, guys, we're going to go from this, and there were coronal holes the other day facing Earth, so we may be entering another wind stream too. And then this one will be right behind it. And then we got these sunspots coming around the face of the sun again as these two exit. So we're not getting much of a break, is what I'm saying. Okay, so this is the magnetosphere models. I'm going to push play on these, and you're going to clearly see right away that we're getting wind. Okay, you see what it's doing. This is real-time data right here, pretty much. This is as close as you're going to get to real time. So you guys can see that, right? I know you can. But if we remember yesterday when I was doing my video, the stuff out, remember I said the stuff out here was staying the same color, which meant that the speed wasn't changing, and we weren't seeing a density change either, so that meant we weren't getting anything. But we were still seeing reactions back here, and I thought that was odd. But watch right here how this opens up when we get hit. See that? See how it opens up? It'll do it again here too. See that? And it's not really opening up. What it's doing is it's hitting our magnetic field and it's going around it. Earth's doing its job. It's deflecting it. You got to think of this, you got your bow shock out here in the front, but you need to go right here where the Earth is and pretend that you can grab it and pull it to your face. Okay? Because that's actually how our magnetic field looks. This is two-dimensional. We live in a three-dimensional world. So it can actually look like it's going straight through the Earth, but in reality, it's actually kind of doing one of them numbers. Like coming towards us as it passes. Or away. but you can clearly see that the wind's here. Okay, so now here's the density. The density is going to be very similar here. All right, why is it going white? People have asked me that before. When we get faster solar wind, it takes the dense particles, which are the darker blue, and it flushes them out. Okay, that's what happens. So that's why most of the time when we see an increase in density, the solar wind speed went down, and then vice versa. So you can clearly see, guys, that we're getting hit. It may not affect us much. It just depends on how well Earth is deflecting all this. And obviously it looks like it's doing its job, but it could still give us more activity. The pressure, it's probably going to build here on the backside a little bit. See how it's starting to get red there again? Let's watch it for a second. This is pressure. Okay? So yeah, but again, nothing is like we're real close to the Earth. Everything's kind of out. One thing I will say, let's pause it right there, take us back to the beginning. You see how round that is? And then when we go here, see how it's more egg-shaped? That means we're getting compressed and crunched up a little bit. So, oh man, my back. Anyway, I need to update this. Hold on a second, guys. I'm gonna put the chat away just for a second, and we'll get back. I'll get back in there to you here in a minute. Hey, it looks like this one might be back up. I hope it is. Remember, it's been down for almost 3 days. The magnetosphere tools. Okay, we'll look at these two over on seeds in a minute. Well, let's do this real quick. Let me grab this one. Wow. Okay, you guys see that? That's a CME. Looks like it's blowing off the other side now too. Now we're not going to see much on this stereo A over here. Okay, there's a little bit there on the end, but not much. So let's we're going to talk about these because I guarantee you these things are reacting right now. And that's what I was saying yesterday, guys. I wasn't so sold that solar storm had arrived yet. I'm still not saying that it missed us. This could be it. Okay? It was just moving slow. In my opinion. But again, does it matter? Well, kinda and kinda not, I guess. But yeah. So let me grab the, you guys see that right on the end? That's another CME, okay? That happened right at the turn of the day on the 3rd. So this is not showing up on seeds yet. This will be a brand new CME, okay? So let me take this back here and see what we can see. Okay, I want you guys to watch here and up here. Here, I'll just zoom in. Again, here and up here. We got it going backwards right now. Okay, so now I'm going to go forward. Now watch. You see what happens here? That is the CME, but it's also doing something right here. Now those could be centered from the same position. They're just that far apart. I think that's a pretty sizable CME, guys. We'll take a look at it here on another one in just a second. See how that's ejecting out? Watch that loop break and go on out. And then at the same time, you see this move out. See? So that was the end of the time lapse. Now, there's stuff going on over here too, but it's not much that... This stuff's off the side. It's not coming at us. Neither is that, I don't think. I guess this one may be able to get to us somehow at a weird angle, but I don't think so, okay? Shoot. So we'll look at this side and see if we can't see anything. Yeah, I hope everybody's, you know, kind of prepared for tomorrow. You know, guys, I'm not scared one little bit. I know there's a lot of people that are, but I'm also not so stupid that I don't think that anything could happen. You know, I'm just going to be watching, pretty much. Now, here you go. Up here, I do think that was probably a filament laying across the top of the sun. Hopefully that thing doesn't erupt towards us. Look at, yeah, that's definitely a filament. You can see it. But watch down here. Again. So let's see what it does. You see it's got some action. It's doing here. It's going there. Stuff's going on over here. Yeah. So, there it goes, right there. Okay, and you seen it eject over here too, didn't you? Watch, right over here. I'm not sure what that was. See that? See my cursor right here? Watch right next to it. See that? That's a little CME. Look at that. Watch. Let me zoom in. Watch right here. See that? So that right there is showing you that's a little CME, but there were no sunspots there, were there? This is why I tell you guys it does not take a sunspot to get any kind of solar weather. The sun can do whatever it wants, wherever it wants, and how it wants. And I always say that because it's true. So here's the 211, the purple view. We'll be able to see this one over here probably. Man, that thing's active. Wow. Yep, there it went. So, guys, these things are starting to crest over. Now, this is already facing us. We're getting x-rays from that already. We're still getting some from over here. But I'm telling you guys, when this thing here comes Earth facing, we're going to get x-rays pretty good, you know what I'm saying? Especially as it comes right in front of us. And that's when we're going to have to watch it the most. So, that's what I would say to that. Let me show you the Cme Tracker and then we'll go back to this. Okay? You guys see what's happening here? The CME there and there. Two of them. Almost at the exact same time. Directly 180 from each other. Now, I've been talking to you guys about this. A lot of times when we see something happen on one side of the sun, it'll happen, a smaller one or one of about the same size will happen on the other side. pretty close to it. That happens about, in my opinion, after I did a little data collecting on that through a few CME cycles, and it came up to like 70 or 75% of the time when we get a CME. If you go to the other side of the sun, you will get a smaller or same size CME happen. Not every time, but roughly around 70. That's my own data collection. Okay, it has nothing to do with anything official. It's just something I was curious about because I noticed it. Geoelectric field model. You're not going to see much here unless it's at the end. Let's check it. Okay, yeah, we started to get some stuff here. When I first looked at this, we weren't getting much, but now we're starting to get that solar wind. Okay, it's still pretty light activity though, okay? Okay, so we're going to look at these because we hadn't had data for a while on this. So let me look at this, and you're going to see quite a bit of action. We're probably going to see some compression and then rapid expansion. This is going to compress in, and that's going to push back out. Boom, see that? Okay, that's a hit. Now you guys can clearly see that energy move from here to here to here and then out. Okay, so that stuff's coming from the direction of the sun. So that's that. It's either that CME or something different. See how hard that hits us? That's in a time frame of about 2 minutes. Okay, and then that happens, and see how we start to push back. Wow, that's pretty decent stuff here, guys. Look at this. Huh. Wow. Huh. Yeah, that's definitely more activity than I thought we were going to see. So let's look at this one. Okay, now the blue lines are our connection to the sun and other celestial objects. They're called interplanetary magnetic field lines. The black lines are the pole lines. They come off of our poles. That's where the energy is easier to come in. The particles come in easier there on the poles. And then the red lines are closed field lines. Okay? Yeah, that was a hit. Okay, one little, see how it changes barely? But look at the hit it gave us. Okay, now, I want to show you something here too. Look at the timestamp. It says 39, right? 1539. I'll go to the next capture. 1543. Oh, wow. Okay. Huh. Typically, when we see something like that, it's a 20-minute safety shutdown on the tool. Wow. Conditions change that much, that quick? That's odd, guys. I'm sorry. It's almost like they plugged that in there. Look at that. I'll have to come back to that and look at that some more. Because that's... So yeah, I mean, we're starting to get some energy here. You guys can see it. Alright, right here. This is solar wind map. Now remember, guys, I'm not sure if we can actually trust the speed on that completely. It goes really, really high sometimes. Yeah, just some energy there, guys. It's here. So, again, I don't know if that came from this or if it was a CME of some sort. Not sure. It to me, it's that one CME that was coming at, that was going to either clip us or hit us right on the head. But it was a small in size CME though, so any kind of wrong data would have pulled that thing away from us. So, not sure what where we could go with that. Now, here's the Australian model. Check this out. Okay, this is why I like the simplicity of this thing so much. This is going to give you a very good visual of what is going on with our bow shock when we get these kinds of things. Okay, so I'm going to take it back to the second. See it starting bouncing? You guys see that? That's because we were getting hit. So that's what we had there. Now we'll go to the latest data, which is like right now. So here we go. Do you guys see this thing pushing way out here? Now, if we were to run this again, well, let's go back to the second. Watch the speed and the density. Speed's here, density there. We'll see which one gets high and which one just kind of, hangs out. Yeah, the density was spiking there, about 8, 9. Well, that went up to like 450 in speed. Huh. Hard to tell. Looks like a yeah. Is everything all right in there, guys? Hey, Steven. Reason why I'm asking is because of that right there. Can you guys see that? I'm not sure if that was a comment that was made earlier and that's still there. Yeah. Anybody know what's going on there? Okay. Yeah. Mods, will you look at that, please? Again, you guys can disagree, but please refrain from that use of that word. I don't know what was said or what, but I get why you would be upset, but please try not to do that. And just go, you can disagree and go at them that direction as long as we don't use those words. Just kidding. I'm messing with you. I was seeing if the mods would bite on that. Sorry. That's part of her name, guys. That's... I'm just kidding. I'm having some fun. Sorry. I know. Oh, man. Sorry, guys. I probably shouldn't have did that. I apologize. I was just trying to have some fun. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's That's definitely I don't get to do that very often, guys. I'm so serious all the time on this channel, and I don't get to do that often enough. If you were to talk to my wife, she would probably say, "Man, I know, sorry." Oh gosh. Anyway, let's move on. I don't want to offend anybody. I'm just trying to have some fun. Okay, seeds. Let's go here. Okay, so this is on the 2nd, and you're going to be able to see Scott actually was running this through his programming. I mentioned that earlier. I haven't seen any other captures from this yet. We'll have to wait and see. So, but this is showing a couple of those CMEs. Yeah. So, it's not bad activity, guys. I mean, nothing's really like intense, but I hate to not call it intense. It's just not coming at us. It's actually firing in other spots right now, which is okay. Here's stereo A, satellites here, Earth's over here. Okay, spaceweather.com. Now, look at this. We got these two active areas. They're picking up on it. Look at the sunspot. That's going, once that gets Earth facing completely, that's going to be, yeah, it's going to definitely be a sunspot. I can guarantee you that. I can tell just by looking at the characteristics there. I don't think it's going to disintegrate or decay, but yeah. Now, see, they're still talking about that one that was, that arrived on the 1st. Now, again, I don't know. I'm not sold on that yet. Now, they could be absolutely right. Okay, but whatever's happening right now, something is hitting our magnetosphere. It had to come from somewhere. But this is kind of cool. Blue moon bow. Northern autumn is the season for fog bows. Okay, it's moisture rising from sun-heated ground condenses in the cold night air, producing a low-hanging fog. When light from the rising sun or moon hits the mist, a fog bow is what that is. Okay, they're calling it a blue moon bow because we had a blue moon yesterday. That's why. But that's how these things are this anomaly happens, is what I just explained to you there. I thought that was pretty interesting. And again, guys, they're talking about the coronal holes over here too. So, we're going to have some increased solar wind, I guarantee it. Here in the next few days, it's going to get a little bit more intense. So, got 11 fireballs. That's not too many. Somebody asked about an asteroid or something that was coming close to us. Guys, let me explain something, okay? This is a 1.1 lunar distance. Okay, I talked about this in my earlier video today. This is, the rest of these are extremely, they're so far out that, yeah. In my opinion, yes, they can be called near-Earth objects for the mere fact that we're talking about the vastness of space. But this is not the we're here, right? So this asteroid, number 1, is out past the moon. Okay? Now, the second thing I want to say here, you guys know, and I'm not going to go too much on a rant here, but this does bother me when people take this kind of stuff and blow it way up and use it as a thumbnail or use it as a title, just purely clickbait info, because that's what that is. And they make a big deal. They'll put big words with it, okay? And people, like asteroid, this and that, comes real close to Earth during all the political stuff and this and that. They try to add stuff in there. But look at what we're looking at here, guys. This thing, number one, is out past the moon. Number two, it's 2 meters big. I mean, really? You're going to make a big deal about that? They could come out tomorrow and say, hey, this 2-meter rock's going to enter our atmosphere in 10 minutes. You know how many people that's going to scare? 0. Because that's going to burn up before it can even come close to doing anything. So I don't understand why people are using this as a big deal. It is not. Not even close. I mean, and again, it's not even a 0.1 coming close to us. We've had, if we go back here and look in the history of it, let's go up here. I'll change it real quick and we'll take a look at it. Let's go back to October, and let's just go to, I don't know, the 23rd. How about that? I'm just picking a day. So we'll go down here, and let's look at some of these. Okay? 0.5. That's half the distance to the moon. Look, it's a 2-meter meteorite too. So why is that a big deal? It's not. 0.4. That's closer. That's 11. We had tons of these. Okay? Is what I'm trying to say. It wasn't a big deal then, and it's not a big deal now. I mean, it's just, man, it just so much bothers me, and I shouldn't let it. I hate it when because what happens is, guys, people will pop on here and say they're new to the community. And they see something like that, and somebody's trying to tell them that it's, a big deal. And we all know that it's not, and they get scared. That's true fear-mongering, guys. It really is. It just, it's not putting just data out there. They're taking it and they're hyping it up. That's where I have the problem. If they was to come on and say, hey, we got a near-Earth object at 1.1 lunar distance, and it's a 2-meter diameter. We might need to watch this one. Okay, yeah, I can buy into that. Yeah, we need to watch it, but it's 2 meters. We're not going to watch it long, because once it hits our atmosphere, it's going to burn up. That's kind of what I'm saying, guys. Man, it irritates me so bad, because they're taking advantage of people that don't know any better at all, period. Because that's the only people that's going to bite on that. If they didn't know how big it was, and even the distance, even if this thing was 50 meters big, 1.1 lunar distance is out past the moon. So that's where I'll stop with that. And and I apologize. Maybe I shouldn't bring that out to you guys, but man, it's so frustrating. Okay, so let me check something here. Make sure my stream health is okay. Yep, we're still good. All right. So I popped on here, guys, and I was checking some things out. Oh, hey Ricky, what's up? Guys, I'm still not feeling very well, so yeah, after I get this done, we'll go hang out with Mark, okay? And we'll all go over there and let's do for him today what we did for him yesterday. Hey, Knowledge, what's up? Go over and hang out for at least 10 or 15 minutes, guys, and let's laugh with each other for a minute. But what I seen this, I got on here and I brought it all up. Yeah, Andy, that's definitely what I was getting ready to talk about. But this happened just about an hour ago. To 6-0. So I was looking at this, and when I first looked at this thing, I didn't have all magnitudes turned on. I had it here. And when I had it like this, it's like you could almost look at the direction the pressure was moving. We had a just like it transferred down like that. And when they got here, it slipped pretty big. So, yeah, did Dutch do something on that? Yeah, 6.0 in Chile. Yeah. I actually was over at Ron's live stream for just about 15 or 20 minutes. I didn't have a whole lot of time. Yeah, it'll probably move up from there for sure. And he had a guest on. So, yeah. So, yeah. No, watch woman. I didn't get a flu shot. Oh, were you over there when I posted that? Yeah, when it first happened, I went ahead and I just popped it in the chat real quick. And I really didn't even get to stick around long to see who was talking about it or if he even mentioned it. Oh, Terry was over there? Terry Ripple? Okay, cool. I couldn't tell who the voice was, and I didn't get a chance to read the thumbnail. What are you asking about? 28-day thing by the sun? Yeah, I addressed that yesterday a little bit. And what I was talking about there is, yes, it's still there. It's just now there's more objects out there than what we thought and what we could see. But that one, I haven't went back and tracked it for months now. Scott's got that on point. He sends me the captures and stuff, and I'll show them to you guys. But when we were first looking at that, I did a whole lot of research on that and went back and helped him find the CMEs that were blowing out right there when that thing was there. So that's where that 28-day thing came from, 28-day orbit, and yeah, that's still happening. It's just now we're seeing so many more things, it's hard to just put it all in one thing. And that's why, we haven't really been talking about it a whole lot, because at this point, it's pretty much show you the observation and let it go, So, yeah. What's that mean? Face the sky? Is that somebody's name, maybe? I don't know. I must have missed something in there. I apologize, guys. Yeah, Steven, me and Ricky were talking about that. So we're going to try to get that together. I just haven't had a chance to do much, guys. I'm still feeling pretty bad. My wife just went back to work today. It's just been really not a good time to be trying to... What I don't want to do is promise to be on somebody's channel or have them come over here and have to cancel. I don't want to do that. Just because I need everything here at my house to calm down a little bit before I do anything like that. So yeah. Mark's channel? Hold on a second here, because I'm getting ready to show it to you, okay? But as far as all the space weather and the earthquake stuff here, guys, this is, that's a bigger earthquake. It's the biggest one we had today, I think, if I look at things correctly. But the short time I was over on Ron's channel, they were showing the tremor maps up here, and then they were comparing them to the seismos, and things weren't lining up, and they were pointing it out. They were doing a good job. Thanks, Ricky. I appreciate that. So, yeah. Yeah, Face, there's so many things about that subject. It's hard to, for me, I tend to try not to put stuff in my body that I guess isn't normally what I would. Now, I'm not saying that like mumps and measles and all those kinds of shots and stuff. Doesn't work or doesn't help, because I think they do. You know, that's known stuff that works. But on the other end, you know, there's a whole lot of other different stuff that we've talked about since then that could be part of all that that system. You know, and I don't know who's right, guys. Just to be honest, I don't know what to look at there. For me, I'm completely confused on who to believe on all that, because there's so much information out there on it on both sides. And that's their goal. They beat me on that one, guys. They did. So if I don't know what to do on something, I just don't do it at all. That's what I do. You know, it's, at this point in time when we're talking about that kind of a thing, and you know, we got this whole global illness thing going on. Again, it's real, but it's not what they say it is my opinion. You know, I just can't, I just don't even like even hardly discussing it anymore, because people get so passionate about it, and rightfully so. Okay, they do. They have every right to. It's just a lot of times when we start talking about subjects like that, people get really, really upset if you don't agree with what they're saying. You know, and that's why I don't comment on that one anymore. Actually, we had a girl that was here since the beginning of my channel, and we were talking about some stuff like that, and she got mad. And I was, you know, I never got mad at all. And, you know, everybody's seen it. It's just, I hated for her to leave, you know. That's what I didn't want. And it wasn't because it's a loss of a number. It was because I lost somebody that was here with us for a while and no longer is here to communicate with us. That's why it bothered me. I could care less about the number itself. So, that's just kind of how, you know, I do things here on my channel. But, and everybody's different, guys. I mean, we have to understand that too. Oh, did you? Cool, eh? Or ah. Okay, guys, let's do this real quick. I'm going to show you guys something. You guys like that new logo there in the front? My little baby Yoda with my Wages World logo, him holding it, had a couple people say that was scaring them. So I went ahead and changed it. Just didn't want to, you know. This one was pretty cool. I made that new intro too. It was pretty decent, I thought. But let's go do this real quick, guys. Let me check something real quick. Hang out here with me for a second. Again, guys, we're going to go over here and hang out. Yesterday, guys, I can't tell you how giddy he got, how happy he was, how completely shocked he was that he got 3,500 views on that live stream because of you guys. I mean, I was so humbled that you guys came over with us. He had over 200 people in the chat at one time. And he's never had that before. What his channel is, guys, here's a link. So what we should do, we should all just go over there. And hang out. I'll be in the chat, okay? But we're going to go over here. We're going to laugh. He's going to play music. He's played some music already. It's just really good fun. And people don't judge you over there. It's you know, we can have discussions, and it's all positivity. It's a break from the BS that we deal with every day. Okay? So if we go over here, we laugh, we can talk to each other without having to get too serious about stuff, but at the same time, we're real. Okay? And I've been saying this for a minute. You know, the Real Talk family is also the Wages World family, because that's just who we are. We're all pretty much the same. A lot of his subscribers came from here on our channel, and I don't think I've had one person come back to me and say, man, why did you do that? Why did you send me over there? Had nothing to do with anything but trying to get people to see some positivity. So, I really hope you guys come over here, laugh with us, because we will. We'll laugh. He does face swaps. See what he's doing here? He makes fun of both sides, guys. He really does. So, oh, what do I mean by prepared for tomorrow? Maybe that was too strong of a word, but I think everybody needs to pay attention tomorrow. By the way, here's that link again to his channel, guys. We just don't know what's going to happen, guys. Okay? I've never felt like this about an election day like this. Because I do think that it's not going to really matter as far as who wins about if chaos ensues around our country. Hopefully I'm wrong on that. You know, and no matter who I want to win, I'm not even talking about that. I just think that right now our country is so polarized that if their candidate doesn't win, either side, there's going to be issues somewhere. And I'm not going to be a part of it. Yeah, Paul, for sure. So, you know, guys, that's where I'm at with it, okay? But that's what I meant by that. Just kind of pay attention, you know. Stay away from, you know, if you got to vote, go vote, okay? I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is after that, please just stay away from the big crowds around that, because you just don't know. You know, you just don't know. And hopefully we won't see anything, you know. But given the fact that what they've done pre-election, I mean, what makes us think that it's going to be any different when it really matters? That's kind of where I'm at, and that's what I meant when I said that. Now, nobody has to do anything I just said. It was asked of me to give my opinion on that, and I did. That's what it is. That's why I said that. So with that being said, guys, you know, come over here, guys. Here's the link again. Come check us out. I'm gonna be in the chat. Everybody, a lot of people that are here already. Hey, Reke, what's up? Yes, keep your head on a swivel, for sure. Marie. So yeah, guys, please come over here and hang out with us, guys. It's just gonna be a fun, good time. All right. So God bless. Yahuwah saves. Oh, guess what? I may even be calling in a little bit. Depends on how I feel. So, God bless. Yahuwah saves. And you can drink this Kool-Aid. I'm going to stop it here in just a second. Here's the link one more time.